What's going on, good people? What's happening? What's happening? It's Wind
Hey,
Down Wednesday.
wind down.
What's going on, y'all? We are in the building. We back in the place to be. We right here at the Aftermath. We located over here in Norwood on Section Avenue. If you ain't got nothing to do, come on over because they got some half price drinks. Although me and my girl sitting here drinking water right about now because we need to stay hydrated because that's what we do. Because it's hot outside. It's awfully hot outside. It's really, really. I had shorts on at work today. That's how hot it was.
It's hot.
But anyway, welcome, good people. How are you? Welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. Y'all know who I am. I am Sandy. I'm sitting here with my girl,
Netta is in the building. Netta.
Janetta, aka Netta, aka Baby Doll or Baby Who?
Star baby.
No, what's the other name? D Baby?
The baby.
Oh, Da Baby.
The baby.
I
'Cause
get it
I
right at
am
some.
the baby of
Well,
the group of girls. Yeah.
okay. We gon' all of the above, whatever the name is. That's her name.
The baby,
Anyway,
little baby.
welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. So how you week
My week
thus
has
far?
been actually great. It's always great. I can't really complain because I woke up. Now, if I start complaining, then that's when y'all not gonna listen. Because who want to listen to a complainer? So, my week has been wonderful. How has yours been?
Great. No complaints. I'm alive. I'm this side of the world. I'm able body. I've been kicking it in this weather, and it's been so beautiful. And I love the fact that
Lord.
summer is in the air. So my week has been really good. It's been great. No complaints. About like you, just trying to enjoy life and do what it do the most. Have fun and smile.
Yes, ma'am.
Like I said, it was so good today. I went to work. I had shorts on. And that's not usual for me. I don't do that. I don't do that. So that was a pretty good day for me to go to work in shorts. Yeah. And I hope I get to do it again tomorrow.
Well, the baby's one there, so
No, the
it's all
babies
good.
weren't there. But
It's all
then
good.
too, I don't know if they would if it would I
Affect
don't
them.
yeah, I don't know if they would say anything anyway with me coming in with shorts on. So anyway, we are here and it's Wind Down Wednesday. So let's get ready to talk about it. So we've been talking about a whole lot of other things, and somebody brought it to our attention that we need to talk about relationships. And I said, what about relationships? It's a whole lot to talk about when you talk about relationship. And then, my question is, there's some good relationships, there's some bad relationships. I don't care what kind of relationship it is. It can be a mother daughter relationship, it could be sister sister relationship, it can be a sisterhood relationship, it can be a husband and wife relationship, it can be a LBGQT
See,
relationship, it can be all that kind of relationship. So we're here to talk tonight about relationships. But here's my question: why is it so difficult for men to talk about relationships? Because we've sat here within the last 10 minutes and have asked individuals to let us know how they feel about relationships. And everyone I'm backed out. We even offered them they could stand on the other side and tell us how they feel about relationships. And guess what? They opted out.
scared. They scared.
So why are men so afraid? Let me ask you this: why you think they so afraid to talk about relationship?
I'm not
And
sure.
honestly, give your honest opinion and then give a diplomatic view.
So my honest opinion is they may be cheaters, and they may be nervous to just talk. And why? I don't know. I'm not a man, so I can't really say. But I do have a man that's supposed to be showing up in the building. That I know he's not scared to talk.
Not scared to talk, but we're
Not
not
scared
gonna
to
put him
talk.
on this side with us though.
No, he don't have to be on,
Correct.
but I'm
And
sure everybody know his voice, so they would know who
possibly,
he is. So hopefully he come, because that might be our only candidate to uh, scrutinize.
or tell the truth.
Oh, and
Be-
he's going to tell the truth, because that's how he do.
because I don't know, I don't understand it. One guy was over here. He said he it's good. He said my relationship good. So we asked him what's good about it,
And he walked away.
and he walked away. So when you can't tell somebody that your relationship is good, what is that saying?
not so good.
That's at least that's what I think. I don't think it's all that what he says it is, but you know, I could. Who am I to say what somebody's relationship is? Because I ain't in your household. But I guess, like you said, if somebody hears your voice, then they're gonna be like, "That's Ralph.
Mhm,
What Ralph talking about? I know
mhm,
him."
mhm.
So I guess that's probably why he didn't want to do it over here. And then somebody over there, somebody else said we tried to give them the opportunity to come over here and talk about it, and they said nope. But they said relationship is a beautiful thing. What makes it beautiful is what my question was, and
They ran.
they
They
didn't
ran.
say nothing. So why is it so difficult for people to talk about relationships? Either it's good or bad, or because all relationships ain't gonna be good.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't care. I don't care what you do or how you do it. All of them ain't gonna be good. So why is it that a woman like me can get a answer from a man that's in a relationship? Because I be wanting to know from a male's perspective. You know, what can we do as women better, or what we not doing that you got a problem with?
Mhm, mhm. And so I'm a good person to talk about relationships because I'm in several of them. My first relationship is I'm married. Um, and marriage is a lot of work. And when I say a lot of work, I mean a lot of work. And so if you're not willing to put in work with two different people, right? You and your mate, don't get married because it's not a walk in the park. You know, I think a lot of people or older people, they make it look easy. And I think when two people love each other, it can be easy, but you still gonna have your days where there's little complications. And in relationships, man, I'm no expert, but in relationships, and that's our relationships, communication is the foundation of a great relationship. As long as y'all can communicate effectively, gain understanding, you don't have to agree to disagree, it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. 'Cause the love is already there. That's why y'all in the relationship. And so remember, communication is the foundation of a relationship.
But if you're not talking about it, if one person is discussing and the other person don't want to talk at all, then how will it work if that individual does not want to talk about it, does not want to discuss it? How is it going to work if one person don't have no issue with communicating? Now let's say this: you and I don't have no issue with talking. I know I don't, and I will talk to him within my relationship. I have learned how to take a step back and wait and think about it and talk about it. But some people don't want to talk about anything in their relationship. So when one person want to talk and the other one doesn't, now what?
That can be hard because you can't talk to yourself and you can't talk to nobody that's turned their back on you. You're not willing to talk. So that could be hard, but that tells me that there's more issues involved in the relationship than need be. Because hold on, let me back up. I do feel, however, if there's a problem, it's best not to talk while you're upset. Right? Calm down. Take time, calm down, however long you need to. Don't make it too long. Come on. Because you are talking to somebody that you already love, right? So it shouldn't take days and days and days to calm down for that person. But I think it's better to talk when you are in a calm state, more over than being upset at the time. But you have to know that with me and Sam, if we get into it or have an issue or she make me mad, right? I I know me, I shut down, but I shut down and calm down because the love that I have for her, I want it to be right, right? So soon as I figure I'm calm enough to give her my understanding, then I come back and say, Sam, can we talk? And then you know her. Let's go to what's your favorite spot?
The Hawk.
Let's go wind down at the house.
Let's go to the Hawk.
But it works for us, because I give her my understanding and she give me hers, and we right back in love. This my mama. Come on now. And so I'm just saying, communication is so important, y'all. So very important, and everybody has to understand how to communicate. we can't holler at each other. Nobody's listening.
What's going on, Melissa? Thanks for
Melissa.
tuning in. Melissa said, I think men don't always want to be open about their feelings because they think women will tell their friends everything. Well, let me say this, Melissa. I agree and disagree. There are some women that run their mouths too much. There's some women that tell too much about what's going on in their relationship, and they have to realize that relationship with their husbands or whatever, their mate, whomever, whatever they're doing. Sometimes your business is not always somebody else's business. Sometimes you need to keep it to yourself. I get it when you want to reach out and talk to somebody and try to get the information or some feedback to see how somebody feels and what they think about it. I get that. I understand that. But sometimes you ain't got to always talk to your friend or your bestie. Sometimes, like Netta said, you got to sit back, relax, take a deep breath, and then you can talk about it. But it's easier said than done. Everybody does not. It's okay. Let me go back. Let me back a little bit. It's easy for men Netta to do that because at the end of the day, either we're gonna get it back or we ain't gonna get it back. How you doing, brother? Good. Over there, we got a question for you. Oh, we might
We
have
pressured him, y'all.
We got a question for him. We got it right here.
Pressure,
Right
pressure.
there. No. See, everybody worried about being
They
seen.
scared, y'all.
What's your take on relationships? Are you married, first of all?
I'm not married.
You're not married.
Are you in a relationship?
Are you in a
Yes,
relationship?
I am.
How is it?
Wow, that's a little.
I mean, is it good? Is it bad? Is it okay? Or do you want to get married?
It's
Are you
going,
engaged?
It's happening right now. I'm not engaged. No, I'm not engaged.
So how long you been dating?
2 years.
And you like her?
Yes.
So have you told her you love her yet in 2
Yes.
years? She said it first?
Yeah, I don't know who said it first.
Well, you need to keep
it's
up
been
with
said.
that. See, I caught you on that one.
No, I don't know who said it first. I really don't.
So it don't matter.
Don't matter.
So what's your take on relationships? What do you think and how do you feel about the relationship you're in right now compared to some that you've been in the past?
Some have been in the past. So in the past, I can say that I probably wasn't, and it's still a work in progress.
Gotcha.
Wasn't the man I could be.
Okay.
So as I move and progress, trying to become the man I need to be for the next relationship, it's a constant struggle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you women,
What about us?
and
What about us?
it's been a constant.
Been a constant what? What is constant
Y'all have
what?
to stay on topic. Men are logical, y'all are emotional. We get into disputes and the emotion takes over, and it's never about the statement we're making logically. So when we try and have a logical conversation and you get emotional, that's when things will be bad, because if a man gets emotional, men by nature are physical creatures, and you want to back up from physical confrontation. But when y'all emotional, sometimes that can carry too far. I can handle it, but some men can't handle it. So you find domestic problems in them situations. All I'm saying is, women, when your man say something, even if you don't like it, stick to the topic he's talking about.
I agree. I agree with that.
Don't change the subject. I don't say that when you do it, you did this, you did. I'm just saying, take the garbage out, put the lid down. Well, you want to put the lid down? Well, we're not talking about that.
Gotcha.
Right.
That's all.
So communication is key.
It's one of them. It's one of them.
What's another key
It's one of them.
to a relationship?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a gem here.
Yeah,
because
let's
you done
hear
heard, you done heard the 80-20 rule, right?
Yep,
Everybody
yep,
heard the 80-20
yep.
rule. So the 80-20 rule for me works like this. I'm easy to please. 80% of what I need that you do, if I'm fine with that, the 20% you don't do, even though I might not like it, might want to do something different, I'm not even gonna bring it up to you, because we all got our own ways. So
Right.
if that's the way you want to do that 20%, you know what? I'm getting this, and this. I'm fine. Women tend to get 80% and still complain about the 20%.
Oh my Lord, you better preach, brother.
Don't complain about that 20%.
You better preach.
If your man is doing 80% of the things that you need, then you got to accept that 80%, and that 20%, let that go. Because what you don't realize is he's letting your 20% go. So when you start complaining about his, if he bring up that 20 about you, now it's emotional. Now they mad. Now you mad. Now you telling me about my 20%. Like, well, first of all, I never talked about your 20%. You talking about my 20%.
Okay.
So that's it.
Good. You know, you better be glad you're kind of sexy. You better be glad you got a woman. I be trying to shoot my shot with you, brother. All right, thank you for that information. Y'all heard the man.
He was kind of cute.
He was kind of cute, ain't he? He
I was
was.
gonna say that.
Yeah, I
go
mean,
ahead
you
and
know, you
talk.
married. I can't say that. You
No,
know,
I was gonna
I
say
mean,
it to you.
oh my
Why you
bad. Oh, you
saying,
was
what's
trying to
up?
hook your
There
mama,
you
sister,
go.
whatever.
There you go.
Yeah, he was
There
kind
you
of
go.
cute, but I feel him.
I understand.
You know, I understand that. You know, it's like we good with the 80%, but we want the 100%. You
Correct.
know, we don't, and I get it. Trust me, I'm not trying to bash women or men or anything like that because that's not what we do. We're not here to do that. My thing is that you know, be happy with whatever percentage you are getting because it's not going to always be the 80%. You know, I was telling somebody that yesterday, and she kept saying, "Just meet me halfway." But boo, ain't no halfway. There is no halfway when you're in a relationship. There is no halfway. Just meet me. Can I get you to meet me? You know, most men ain't gonna meet you because they don't feel like you're doing enough, and you may feel like you're doing overboard. But for some men and women, it's never enough. Oh, he had some good points.
He did.
He really
I'm
did.
glad he stopped. He did.
I'm glad he stopped too.
Yeah.
But how many of them think that way though? But he did say we are emotional creatures. I meant to ask him, and we are. We're emotional and we're sensitive. I meant to ask him when men are emotional, do they react on their emotions and step out? Because he did say they are physical creatures also, because they like looking at beautiful women. But when they get into their emotions and they feeling some kind of way about the situation and it didn't go their way in the relationship, do they step out?
Right.
I meant to ask him that, and I totally forgot. Ooh, I like him. He need to come on back. We got about 10 men over there, and they don't even none of them want to have a conversation. But Melissa, you made a great point. Men don't always want to talk about their feelings because it's a masculine thing and it's macho, you know.
Mhm.
So they don't want to talk about it. They want to still maintain that I'm the man kind of attitude or
Right.
in their feelings, you
Right.
know. Like Melissa, I work with Melissa. I love you, Melissa. Melissa is younger than her husband.
Okay.
So, but it's working for them, you
Mhm.
know, which I'm glad, you know, and I'm happy because it's not like she come to work in a bad mood because if she's like me, she talks a lot
Mhm.
and she have a tendency to let Carter know what's going on. So, which makes it's good. It's good. Communication is key, like Jonetta said, but sometimes everybody don't communicate.
So I also think in a man-woman relationship that sometimes the men can be more controlling to me. Well, we do have a lot of women that want to control, but for the most part, men want to control the woman, and everybody. For me, I just want to be able to be Jonetta in the relationship. So when you met me, I was Jonetta. When you courted with me and dated me, I was Jonetta. I'm still gonna be Jonetta when you marry me. I'm not gonna change up and become like a little puppet. And I think that causes for me issues in my relationship because I just want to be me. I want to be fun. I want to be silly. I want to, and just enjoy life. And sometimes that conflicts in my marriage. It's okay. It's okay. I try to explain it. And so I don't know if I'm giving him understanding sometimes because again, what I do he don't do because we're two different people. And he has to respect that because you respected that before I became Miss Dixon. So
But here's my thing: we all, when we get married, sometimes some are younger than others, and sometimes we are at an older age when we get into the relationship, which leads possibly and hopefully to a marriage. People change along the way.
mhm.
So when people change, do you expect in that relationship that that person change with you? Do you expect them to change with you? Because sometimes, we just said it earlier, some people get set in their ways. So if they are set in their ways and they aren't, but you're evolving into a better person, do you expect them to do the same thing?
So I wouldn't necessarily say I would expect, but I will communicate that and try to make him understand that I'm trying to change to become a better Jonette, not stay that other Jonette. And I want you to grow with me, if that makes any sense, so that we both change together in a more mature and positive way. Um, but and 9 times out of 10, he loved me. So of course he's going to agree to something that's positive versus something that's negative. And so I believe that he would grow with me. But a lot of men don't understand women's growth because they're a man, and they masculine. They the man. I'm the king, and so they don't want to grow in my way. If that makes sense, I'm a woman. You see what I'm saying? So my silliness or my want to take pictures. My husband is not a picture taker. My want to take pictures. He don't understand that, and so he looking at me like, I got to take some pictures again, stuff like that I enjoy. He just don't enjoy, so I can't make that be my growth and expect for him to grow in those ways because he don't like it. I can make him understand how important it is to make memories with me or whatever, and of course he would do that. But that don't mean that that's who he is at that moment. Going forward, he's still not gonna like take pictures. So I think growth is beautiful in a relationship, but you have to know how to explain it to him so that he can grow with you. But he's still not gonna grow. Everybody's not gonna grow at the same period.
They don't. I mean, when you come into the relationship, not saying that you are totally grown into the individual that you might think you are, because over a period of time, if you're not even in a relationship, if you're not even married, there's still growth. There's still time for you to evolve to become a better person, a different person. We hope better. I'm not sitting here saying everybody's going to be perfect and everybody's going to evolve into a perfect person or a better person, because that may not happen. You could go backwards, and even in a relationship, if your relationship was great, you had an outstanding, a phenomenal relationship, something happened to you which caused you to think differently, then how do you think you're going to move forward in your next relationship? Because you still got that baggage that you haven't addressed. You still got that baggage that you haven't talked about, you haven't gotten rid of. You're still carrying that baggage around with you, which is going to hinder you when you move into that next relationship. But who carries more baggage around, men or women, when it comes to a relationship that has damaged them, caused harm, or whether it's physical, mental, or whatever the case may be? Who holds on to the baggage more, men or women in a relationship?
Now I would say I'm not a man again. I would say that men do. I would say that women, we don't do it either. I would say it's a problem on both ends, right? But I also would say that men do not like to talk. So they gonna, if I hurt my husband, he gonna hold that in, right? How do you release something that you hold in? So then it start growing. If I do something else, it start growing, and then he explodes, and I'm like, so if it causes a breakup, right? He's gonna take that in because he too used to suppressing stuff. You feel me?
But
I think men is worse.
Men suppress.
There you go. Come on.
Men suppress.
This your topic.
Yeah, this your topic. Men suppress a whole lot of things that women kind of let go. Why you said you was gonna be sober when you did that? That's what you said. See what I'm saying? Men.
See.
Can we count on them to do the right thing in the relationship? He just told us last week he was gonna be sober. He don't need nothing to drink. Then he said, "Wait a minute, let him take a shot." We just trying to depend on a man to give us some more insight on relationships and how it works for them and where do they stand in the relationship. Because some of them ain't in one, and I'm trying to figure out why aren't you in one, and what's the problem. I can't say you ain't cute and you ain't fine, but are you okay over there?
I was dancing.
Okay, well,
That's my jam. You hear me?
well, you're gonna have to replay later. We are not because you keep doing, it's like over here we ain't stable over here. This wobbly
Oh, this
table.
table.
I've been trying to tell her. But anyway, back to the topic at hand, relationships. And relationships are, you said you was in a relationship with your husband. No, you said you was in a couple relationships or whatever. So what's the next relationship you're in? Because relationships it's defined in many different ways with many different people. But we're particularly talking about relationships with men. We're talking about relationships with men and women. You want to give us your take on relationships, sir? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How you?
I'm doing well, sir. No, sir.
All right, don't worry about
Be
it.
careful in
You
that
wanna be
chair.
on?
No, cool.
Be careful in that chair because it's a little wobbly. You might need to change seats, but
Yeah, 'cause you almost down there.
oh,
but
you better scoot back. You don't want the people to see you. You better scoot back a little bit.
Oh man.
You don't mind? Okay, all right.
mind.
Okay,
We
those you
good.
don't mind, we don't mind. So we're talking about relationships, but particularly talking about monogamous husband, wife, relationships, period. So you're not in one.
No.
Why? If you
it's-
don't mind me asking.
No, man. It's basically just me.
What
That's-
does that mean?
Well, that basically means that I just don't really have the time. Because, like have been into a relationship, it's kind of like, women are like flowers and time is like water and you got to make them grow. So I ain't got a lot of water right now. I don't got a
I'm
lot
with
of time for one at this point.
So if a woman was willing, I'm
Yes.
just saying, if she was willing to accept the way you are and the things that you do, at some point you're gonna water that flower and she gonna grow and y'all gonna grow together. So you would not be willing to do that
Yeah.
if she was an understanding woman and
Well-
she knows what you're doing and how you're moving and all that other stuff. And
Right.
you guys can communicate well together. Would you be willing to be in a relationship if she was an understanding woman?
So I think I will be willing, but I think that it will come to a time. I think it'll be short-lived because just knowing the woman's makeup. So just knowing how women's made up. So
How
I think,
are we made up?
Well,
I need you to define how I'm made up. Please tell me
Well,
how
I-
I'm made up.
I
But you
think-
said a woman.
I think that time is like one of the main priorities into a relationship. So,
Agreed.
And then I think after that, if you're not spending much time, you can lose your woman. You can have a great woman, but you can lose your woman through a buster because he got more time than you. It ain't got about no money. It's more that companionship. So women need that. And
So you're not absolutely positively not willing to give a woman that kind of time. And it not stop
not
saying,
right now.
Here's
Because the
my thing.
timing, we talk about timing. now.
Yeah.
The timing is not right. So it's not that I won't.
Has the timing ever been right?
Yeah. At one point in time, it was right.
Okay.
But now the timing, just right now where I'm at, and the thing that I'm doing, the timing is not right.
Gotcha. So it's all based on, for you, timing.
That's all it is. Because life is about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you think about it, if your timing go out of your car, it don't work. I don't care how pretty it is. I don't care how good it is.
Agreed.
Everything we do on time. You got to go to work. You clock out.
You should.
You know what I'm saying? You started this
don't.
show on time.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, we was 2 minutes late.
Well, it's okay. It still has some numbers involved.
Exactly. It was timing
So,
involved.
facts.
So my thing is this, I understand what you're saying and all that other stuff. And, I got friends that's, feeling the same way. But, it's a hit or miss. It's a
Okay.
6 months with her and then it's another 6 months without her or without somebody.
Yeah.
How do you want to be with anybody? I mean, because my whole thing is
I
this.
do.
Do you want to die alone?
If I'm dead, it ain't gonna really make no difference.
It will make a difference because
Not
your
to me.
your lasting love that you had for her
Mhm.
is what matters. Is those memories that you made together matters to her.
Absolutely, and it will. But the thing about it is, as far as me dying alone, I don't think I really got to have. I do have enough family, enough loving friends, and I spread my love out enough with family and friends. For me to have companionship, to die with a companionship, that's not really like one of my main. Because when you're dead, you know nothing anyway. So, and then I just hopefully whoever I spend some time with, they're gonna enjoy the ride.
Enjoy what ride?
Well, the ride of
Because you ain't trying to give nobody no ride. You talking about
no.
timing ain't
We're
good.
gonna
Your
enjoy the
timing
ride. So
belt
when I say
is
enjoy the
gone
ride,
out.
basically what I'm saying is we're gonna have a good time every time we together. Or at least try to. I know it's not sunny every day. I get that. But it won't be they won't have wasted time being with me, period.
hope not.
I'm talking about me personally.
I hope not, because you don't have time. Because you
Yeah, I
just
don't.
wasted.
don't.
It sounds like a lot of wasted time to me because you ain't got time.
Yeah, I don't.
But the type that I know makes time for what he want, and I respect the part of no relationship as far as companionship with a woman. I respect that because that's being real. It's not a lot of men out here that just be real and let listen, I don't want a relationship, but if you want to have fun, I'm with that because I don't have to put too much time in it, and so I respect that and I understand that.
I can too, but then too, if you're putting too much time and it's okay, you know, here and there with the same woman all the time, she's gonna become attached.
Right.
You know, she's gonna become
No question.
wanting more than what you have to offer, and then all of a sudden, bam, you know, you got to cut that off, and she ain't gonna be too happy about it because she probably thought you was in a relationship when all along
But see, the
You
thing
really
about
weren't.
it is, I'm glad you said that. So the thing about it is, it ain't about what she think. We're not gonna let her think. It ain't about no thought. She gonna know. We gonna make sure that she understand and she will know it. So we're not gonna. And I understand that sometimes you get into a relationship and then we just kicking it. Now all of a sudden you're my girlfriend or I'm your boyfriend. But we never discussed nothing. We never had a plan. We never had a site plan. We never had a plan of our building. You know what I mean? We never even worked on the foundation. We were just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? So, and one thing about me dealing with women, you know what I mean? Pretty familiar with women. Tough love. Here you go. I'm just
Tough,
talking
tough.
stuff, y'all. But yeah, so I do understand what you're saying when you came with that.
I mean, it happened though.
It does.
But then too, okay, so you're not in a relationship, but then you're sexing each other. Are
Yep.
are you committed to that person because, or is it somebody else that you're gonna sex while you're in that committed sexual committed relationship? Because that's what it is.
So now there you go. So now we got a conversation. So I got to talk to you. We got to know what's the way we're going with this. You know what I mean? Is it just gonna be exclusively me and you on the sex part? But the sex ain't really building nothing. It's sex. It's that's between us.
As long as that's what she's feeling.
You're right.
But women, you and I know women are emotional creatures.
Women are emotional creatures. Women feel. That's what they do. I could come in this room right now and I can say, hey, y'all, listen. I think we should paint this room blue. A woman would come in here and say, well, I feel we should paint it pink. So she already putting feelings even on paint. Paint don't have no feelings. It's just a color. So she already got feelings in that. So basically what I'm saying, I understand that. And I got to consider that as a man. So I got to consider her feelings because if I'm sexing her, we know the emotions. You get
Absolutely.
attached and then attached.
You passing all kind of secretions.
Absolutely.
And
DNA.
women all on that.
DNA.
Women all on that.
Absolutely.
And they feeling that.
Inside and out.
Exactly. And they, like I
Facts.
said, they become attached
They do.
in
They
many
do.
different ways
Yep.
because that's an emotional thing for them too in a relationship. Unless the sex is bad, then they're not going, you can forget it.
Yeah.
Unless you got some money behind, then they can fake the
They
phone.
can fake the funk, but the
Yeah.
fake and the funk, that ain't gonna last for a little bit long.
That's
That ain't gonna
it.
last too long.
It ain't gonna last
Fake
long
it
at
too
all
long.
either.
Nah, yeah, you ain't gonna fake.
It's gonna-
Even actors go home.
It's gonna last as long as she would allow it to last. She don't
Yeah.
get what she need because we are like that. I'm sorry, ladies, but
No,
that's
go
just
ahead,
how
talk.
we do.
You gotta
We
talk
are
real talk.
scandalous. We are scandalous and manipulative.
Absolutely.
You know, we know what to do to get what we want.
Facts.
Married or not married. Because if
Yeah.
you don't know that as a woman, whether you're married or not married, there's something wrong. Because I know what to do. I know what to do to get
You know
what
what
I
type
want.
of man you want?
Yeah, but we're gonna wait till I get out of here and tell
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Because it ain't everybody's business.
No, it's not. No, reason why I say that
I do know
because
what kind of
sometimes
man
reason
I
why I
want.
say that sometimes we know what we want, but one thing we know for a fact, we know what type of man we don't want.
Absolutely.
So we know that.
I don't want
first.
that kind. I don't want you. I
Right.
don't want you as that kind of man because you ain't got time for me.
Absolutely.
So I don't want you.
There you go. There you go.
How
so,
about that?
Yeah, you got to understand that, and,
Know what you
and that's
want.
fair. And that's fair.
Know what you want.
Yeah, you got to know. Yeah, know what you want. Sometimes, like I say, we don't know what we want, but we know what we don't want.
Absolutely. I'm a person I'm all about quality time. I like spending time
There
with the
you
person
go.
that I'm involved
Absolutely.
with. You know, so yeah, that's one characteristic.
Yeah.
But there are several others too
Sure.
that you got to bring to the table. But if you ain't got time for me, then guess what? You ain't got time for me.
Absolutely.
Because I ain't the one that just go.
And so, hold on. When I say time don't really just mean every day. Okay, but what I do mean that when I say time, you don't have time. It don't mean that I have to every time that you want me to be available, I'm available. So my availability is thin.
That's not possible. Even it shouldn't be.
Okay.
For a female's point of view too. If she a female like me, then
Yep.
that shouldn't be always the case. I got life too. I do
Yeah.
things too.
But once you start putting that thing
I'm
on,
just-
they want that time.
Well, when she start putting that thing on you, When
They
she
want
start putting
that
that thing
thing.
on you,
They start putting that thing.
He
on.
gonna
They
do that.
want,
Yeah, we
they
got
want
that
that
thing.
time.
We got that thing. So when we
We
start
got that
putting that
thing that
thing
get
on
married,
you, don't
Most
think it's just about your thing. We
I
got
hear
that
you.
thing too. So don't get smacked
No, we just got
by the thing.
we gonna talk.
That's all I'm saying.
We gonna
Don't
talk
get
about
smacked
that.
by the thing.
Let's talk about that thing.
That thing, because that thing would cause you to do something. I'm just trying
That
to.
thing will make you spend some time when you don't want to.
It's when you
Absolutely.
don't want, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So you talking about you ain't got time, but that thing will
Absolutely.
make you think differently. If she
could.
is no,
It could. Not all the time. That thing ain't wrong.
she got to be good.
That's my point. Is
She got to be good. And she might be the one to change your mind
Facts.
instead of you changing her mind.
That's-
But you have to go into it with an open mind in a relationship. Period. I don't care what if it's a sex ship, relationship, companionship, hangout ship.
I agree.
You got to have an open mind.
I
Period.
agree.
And it's all about communication, as we talked about earlier.
Facts. I agree.
See, because I'm that one. In case nobody told you, somebody better let him know. You better let him know, hunty. You better let him know, hunty.
Mommy.
I am that one.
That's right.
But I carry on.
Dig that.
I digress. You know, we can talk about relationships all day long, but you know, it's fun and exciting. And women are emotional creatures, and they want a little bit more.
And then you got to handle women a little bit delicate. Not mean to cut you off, and I understand that. When I was younger, I was a little bit rough because I really didn't understand women. I had to take out some times in my life to really learn women, though. You know what I mean? And so when I said take out, it wasn't that I want hanging with them, but it was no sex involved. So sometimes that sex put that mask on them. So I stayed with like 4 girls for like 6 months, and I didn't do nothing but just
For
learn.
them all at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord,
I didn't do nothing but
Jesus.
learn them though. It wasn't no sex. We weren't doing nothing. Listen to them. You know what I'm saying? I had that open ear, had an open mind, and it taught me a lot. You know.
So you learned a lot.
I did.
Well,
I
good
did.
for you.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, but how much did you learn? Because you still single.
it's okay.
You
But that's
mean-
by choice though. So
That's what I said.
yeah, that's all that is. That single part is about the choice.
That's what I said. Me being single is my choice. Because I just
absolutely.
don't want anybody, and I know I could have anybody, but I don't want anybody.
Say that.
I mean, you know, that's not who I am. Because this is a vessel. I'm a vessel, and I'm good. I keep the top on as long as I
In a
have
relationship, you're the weaker vessel.
to. Yes, I am, and I'll agree with that. I definitely would agree with that. I'm not going to disagree.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what the weaker vessel is?
Go ahead and explain it to everybody.
Basically, what the weaker vessel is. So in the Bible, a lot of times when I was younger, I used to think that I used to use that as my chief. Oh, girl, the Bible said you the weaker vessel, but I never knew what a vessel was. But once I found out what a vessel was, that helped me learn about a woman also. So it's almost like you got 2 bases. One base is from Walmart. Okay. Then you got a vase from Tiffany. All right, that vase from Tiffany, you're gonna handle with a little bit more care. It's more valuable. So that vase from Tiffany is the weaker vessel. So it's soft. You gotta handle it delicately. So once I learned that helped me out too a lot. So that's why I just learned a lot about it.
You just learned a lot about the vessel.
Stuff.
A lot about the
I
vessel.
got a lot of teeth going on. I got a lot of teeth going
I
on.
learned a lot
I'm
about
always
stuff. Keisha,
I'm
King.
always smiling.
Hey,
Girl,
man.
you done said your name out loud. Don't be saying your name out loud.
Oh yeah,
You're discreet
you
up
can't be
in
throwing.
here.
Yeah, you know, I be throwing shout
Because
outs.
if you ain't here,
I be throwing shout outs.
yeah, you ain't up in here.
Yeah.
People don't
Oh,
mind
this
that.
talk show. I be
You
throwing
might
shout outs.
holler her name out. She
I know,
might
that's
not want
right.
nobody to know she
Her
in
husband
here.
don't want her to know she is.
She probably supposed to be at home or something.
Like,
Cooking
who
something.
that? Ookie.
I explain to him she the weaker vessel. He understand.
She
Have
came
some
from
sympathy and empathy on the
Tiffany's.
girl. Yeah, she came from Tiffany.
Yeah, no, she didn't come from Tiffany's, but she became
There
Tiffany.
you go.
There is a
Yeah.
difference.
I hear
You can come from Walmart and end up as a Tiffany,
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
or you
then.
can start as a Tiffany and end up as a Walmart. We talking about the vessel, in case y'all didn't
Yeah,
know,
man.
because you know you can
We
start
gotta
and
catch
end.
him up. Catch him up,
Yeah,
Mustard.
you can
Catch
start
him
and
up.
end somewhere, and you can end and start somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
I
but
can see
you know,
that.
I always smile. You talking about? I see a bunch of teeth in here. You know, I'm always smiling.
Lady, bye. mama.
So what? I walk around now smiling. The truth will set you free.
Moving on for right now.
We are
We'll
talking
talk
about
it out loud.
relationships in here. We are talking about
I can't
relationships.
holler his name either, huh?
No, what's up?
Yeah.
Look, what's going on? We
Yeah.
talking about relationships. What you got for the people?
Stay single.
Oh
Yeah, there you
my,
go. There you
why?
go.
Why would you stay single?
Why not?
I mean, I don't know. You told us to stay single. You have to tell us what you mean by
I'm too
that.
inebriated to have an intellectual conversation about it right now.
But you
I like-
said stay single
I like that
because
word.
give us one reason to stay
Inebriated.
single. Men, give us one reason why men are staying single these days.
I would say relationships have become too complicated.
Oh my. On whose part? Women or men?
No, both.
Okay.
Because I'm older, I can say social media didn't change.
Oh my Lord.
People have an expectation of unrealistic shit.
I get it.
It's too hard to try to match it and meet it. I can't even pretend and act like I'm gonna give you what you see on social media. That's just certain aspects of certain women.
That's what you're
Everybody-
saying.
No, not in every woman, but just a majority.
Okay.
It's kind of disheartening when you see older women.
Mm,
I can expect it from the young people because they don't know no better and that's their life. But older women,
gotcha.
you old enough to know what's real and what matters in relationships.
Understandable.
You had enough dudes with money that didn't get you happiness. You had enough DDs.
Not BD.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. And you had enough men with no money.
Right. So you didn't hit everything in the spectrum. So how are you valuing happiness for real now?
Mm,
Men, same thing.
mm,
You done had the bad chick. You done had the fat booty. You done had the
Mm.
pretty face. You done had this girl with a little money.
talk to the people.
So now what are you valuing as happiness?
Talk to the people.
So are you categorizing that with all, or just one or two bad seeds, or
It's,
every?
everybody got it to
Well-
a degree.
Well,
Looking at small portions of it is what you look for. Everything that I just mentioned, people will prioritize that like it's important. Some women, money has to come with that.
Oh, absolutely.
Some men,
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Yes, yes. At my age, you best to come to the table with something because I know what I'm at the table with.
right?
see, and I'm totally different.
Period.
Don't misunderstand. I want my man to have money.
Well, he ain't
But
got
that's
to
not
be.
important to
He ain't got to be rich. Saying
There's a difference between having money
you got to have
Correct.
and
something.
being stable.
Right.
If he
But
take-
the
I'm
money
good
don't
with that.
guide me to him.
right, but if he
Oh,
been
no.
able to take care of himself up until the point that where he met you, then what expectations do you have of him now? If you done met a grown man who done took care of himself up until he was 50-some years old, then what expectation of money do you have of him? Because what do you need to where he has to have money?
Correct.
Because all this time you're together, and you should have built it
Right.
if you're together. If you're in a relationship
But
with
if
somebody.
you've been solid by himself, you've been solid by himself, then money should be a non-equation in y'all.
Correct. I
agree
get
with
it.
That's
I get it.
And if let's
That's because you have come to that conclusion and understanding because you've been in it for a while.
it's only because I'm old.
Because you can't, but don't come to the table with zero and you ain't got nothing to offer. You got to have something to offer.
Realistically,
But
how
being
many men
stable
have
is
you
what
met?
you said.
Yeah, but
Being
realistically,
stable is
how
what
many
you said.
men Have you met with nothing?
We in Cincinnati.
What is? How do you define nothing?
We'll talk about that offline.
Yeah, where's she at?
I'm just okay, let me say this. Okay, here's what I say. If we're in a relationship, we're doing something, don't expect me to come to the table all the time paying for it. Every time we do something, I gotta pay for it. Everything we're doing, I'm planning, I'm paying for it. So to me, you done started off, and I should have picked up that because that's a red flag. Because if you're not paying for it and you say, oh, I don't have, because it happens, I don't have this and I don't have that, and you have proved it, then why are we gonna still be in that relationship after 5-10 years when you ain't got
But
nothing?
even with that sentiment that you just took, imagine being a man and that's a prerequisite to dating everyone.
Oh my, and I get that from men. I get that from men.
Like
I do.
everything you just described sounds like what a man has to have. Because if a man does not have everything that you just listed, more than likely.
Well, he got to have more than money now.
No, because money is
The
I'm not
root of
gonna
all
say money
evil.
is
It is for the love
It's
of
the
it.
root
It's
of
the
all
root, for
evil.
the love of it. It's the root of
I'm
all
not
evil.
gonna act like money doesn't play a major part in relationships and men and women getting together, whatever. Money has its role, but money has not made people stay together.
Agreed.
Good sex has not made people stay together.
Agreed.
People stay together because they like-minded.
Agreed.
They got the same moral compass, chemistry,
Yep.
the chemistry.
Yep.
How they look at life issues.
Absolutely.
How they conflict resolution.
Absolutely.
Those are the things that matter, and then all that other shit.
Will come along at some
You
point.
just have to
That's the
have-
background.
Right.
Yeah.
But the foundation has to be based in real shit.
Yep.
And then you fortunate if she got a big ass.
And if she don't have
And
one, you
if-
should be happy about
No,
that too.
no, what I'm talking about is just aesthetics that men like.
Mm-hmm.
The visuality,
Right.
the physicalness.
That women like. Tall men.
Well, that used to be one of my prerequisites.
So when you get
I never
older, you got your deal breaker. Your deal breakers change.
Yes, they do.
You know
Yes,
what
they
I'm saying?
do.
As you get older, like you say, we're in the 50s.
Yep.
I'm still in my early 20s. I'm just saying.
You already know this
But
is
hear me out,
your
hear me out. So
20s.
no, but yeah. So your deal breakers change,
Yep.
and then your expectations change.
Mhm.
So your expectations change, and and then just like what Brett was saying, that how when you start talking about valuing, what's your value? You know what I mean? When it comes to a man or when it comes to a woman, either one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what's gonna keep us together? What's gonna keep the glue?
Right.
What's gonna keep
And-
the glue?
and- It's got to take both. It can't take one. It's got to take two of them.
No,
to
we
keep
understand that.
together.
Glue. Yeah,
But,
it got to stick.
everybody don't understand
Everybody
that in
don't
a
stick.
relationship, and
Because-
everybody ain't gonna stick.
Absolutely.
No, because
They're
a
not.
lot of people. they're
Sometimes
not
that
dealing-
glue gonna wear
they're
out.
not dealing with relationships one from a reality base, and you're dealing with people out of desperation.
Mm-hmm.
You got somebody that's dealing from looking for a relationship based off desperation. They got on blinders to all the red flags.
Oh my Jesus, boy, give me some of that right there.
They want somebody.
Absolutely.
So that person then showed you who they were throughout the entire dating stage. If you're a man, you didn't pay for every meal, you didn't help out with this, you didn't help out with that. You become a tool to this woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then now that you think you're at a place of comfort, you expect not to be the tool no more.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the foundation of the relationship that you made.
That was built. That's
Correct.
right.
So you presented yourself as a wrench, motherfucker. You a wrench. Woman, you have presented yourself as a sexual ploy.
That's what you are.
You then did everything under the sun, and I don't even know your middle name. I don't know your favorite.
Oh, my.
food. I don't know nothing about you,
Mm-hmm.
but I know every sexual position you can provide.
Mm-hmm.
I know everything sexually about you that I need. So what am I supposed to be clinging on to?
Right.
Every position that she can provide, because that's all she giving.
I'm 50
That's
years
all she
old.
giving.
We done all hit it all.
We
Right.
done did it.
We done did it all.
What's-
Men and women and all. We done
Yeah,
did it
we
all.
have. We've been there and done that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree. I agree.
Old people, if you 38 plus, you're supposed to get it by now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't get it, then you subject to whatever decision that you make. I don't feel sorry for people who have relationships. I don't feel sorry for people who get screwed over by whatever. You know the game.
We have choices.
You got a choice. If you want to look past all the red flags because they got whatever little thing that you deem as important, okay, well, you become a victim of that. You choose a man with money, well, and you're not looking at nothing else, he got money, all right, well, I come with that. Or you choosing her just because she's pretty, okay.
That's all you get.
That's all you go get if you're not paying attention to nothing else.
Correct.
So
Agreed.
I'm gonna wrap it
My
up.
God,
That's
my
what's up.
God, my God, right there.
Tough love in the house.
What's up? What's going on, Wanda? Thanks for joining us. Wanda said some people would do anything to have and keep a mate. It's never that serious. It sure isn't. It ain't that serious to keep doing what somebody else wants you to do just to be in that relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, he had some food right there. He
Yeah,
fed the
fair.
people. He fed the people right there.
That's what you gotta do. Yeah. That's why
Definitely
you call
fair.
them out on it. You know, you gotta have me here. I'm calling it Johnny. Get over here. I'm calling their name. Where you at, boy? I got something to say. Just lay it on them, baby.
Understanding. I mean, he had some good food for the
That was
people.
He did.
He did. And Wanda said at the end of the day, we know what we signed up for. Absolutely. Don't tell me you don't know what you're going. You know what you know when you go into that relationship. Now, let me tell you this too. Now, we all know while we're sitting here, some people put on a facade because they want you to think something about them that they are not. until you actually really start getting into it and things start changing, and then it's like,
But so I think that now we're getting older, we're a better judge of character now.
some
When
are,
we was younger,
some
you know
are,
what I mean?
some are.
They are. Yeah. And when you done kiss a few frogs to get to a prince, it ain't gonna take you. It ain't gonna take you no 6 months to find out that you don't like this man.
I agree.
It should.
The red flags were there at the beginning. You just refused to look. You refused to see him, like my guy said. You just refused to see him because you wanted. Because here's the thing: we expect more. We want to expect more. We hope that this person is better than what we're seeing because we know that there's a good person in there. There's a good person in there. So what can I do to make it come out? You may not be able to do anything to make that person become the person that you know they are because they refuse to allow you
Yeah,
to get
into that range.
that is correct.
Most definitely.
And so you don't waste the time.
So that there you go. Well, you might call it time wasted, but sometimes
Everything is timing.
All your investments, you don't never get a return.
No, you don't. But
Right.
most
You know
of
what I
them,
mean? Been an investor.
most that we invest in, we expect to get something back. If
would
it's
want to,
something,
you
it
would want
don't have to be a
you
whole
would
lot.
want to, you want, but if not, it's a lesson.
Of course,
So
it's a lesson learned.
that's the most valuable thing out of that whole investment. You got a lesson.
There is a
So now
lesson
you're-
learned.
Absolutely.
Lesson learned. Can't miss the assignment because the assignment is right in front of your face and you missed it.
Hey, I got a 7 o'clock appointment. I love the talk show. Thank y'all.
Hey, come on,
Thank
we'll
you
be
for
back
y'all
here
to
soon.
Yeah,
invite
tough
me.
love
You
in
know
the
what I'm
building.
saying?
Tough
Yeah.
love in the
Tough
building.
love
Thank
in
you
the
so much
building.
for your,
I appreciate everything. I love the talk show and have me back anytime and
Hey,
let's
we're
chop it
here
up.
every Wednesday,
You know what I'm saying?
6 to
let's chop
7
it up.
p.m.
If I had a time, I'll be here next week.
Come on back next week.
If I had a
Yeah.
time.
I can't stand him, y'all.
Listen, let me let you know. Let me let you know, tough love.
Yes,
I
baby.
am that one.
I know that's right.
You better
Tough
ask somebody.
I put it on.
You better ask somebody because if they ain't told you, now you know.
Now I know. Now I know, baby.
Now you know.
Okay, gang. Thank y'all.
Hey, thank
All
you.
love in the club. Thank you,
All
sister.
love in the
All
aftermath.
love, all love.
We'll see you.
Love,
Yes,
sis.
sir.
All right, baby. Y'all be
You
good.
take
okay?
care.
All right,
I'll talk to y'all.
And he smell good.
Y'all decided
Always.
to take a shower today. Just
I hope so. Take one in the morning too. In the meantime, hey, we just had some. If you didn't hear it, then go back and listen to it. What's up, Wanda? She got trust issues. I love my freedom. And I talked to somebody else earlier today. They said the same thing. They like the fact that they don't have to, answer to pretty much nobody but themselves. And I get that.
So let me ask Wanda a question. She said she
Wanda,
has
are you
trust
listening,
issues.
Wanda? She got trust issues. Go for it.
So Wanda, with your trust issues, is it fair to put that on a new person? Is it fair for you to bring your trust issues along and not allow that to stop you from meeting maybe your Mr. Right because of your trust issues with someone else? Because somebody had to bring that trust issue upon you, right?
Yeah.
They did something to cause you not to be able to trust. Maybe one, maybe two, maybe three people. Who knows? But it's not fair to me. Or is it fair for you to be like, okay, I'm gonna shut down on everybody because I have trust issues?
And I get that.
Why not heal whatever caused your trust issues so you can move forward in life with a companion or someone, or because sometimes it get lonely by yourself.
Yep.
That's just to me.
I mean,
Just ask.
yeah, I mean, I get it too. And maybe that's something we could talk about next week. Trust, and within that trust, are you lonely within that trust? Here's my thing. It was very hard for me to trust anybody. In my last relationship, it was like, oh, I'm a little hesitant. But you gotta let that wall down. You gotta get to a point that you can trust somebody. Now, along with that, I went to therapy. I still go to therapy. So I went to therapy to help me realize that in order for me to continue to move forward and do whatever I need to do, I'm gonna have to trust somebody. I'm gonna have to trust somebody to be a part of my life at some point in time. I get it, Wanda. You have an 8-year-old daughter. I get that. I understand that. But your baby, you can't tell me that you and your baby want to be by yourself all the time. I mean, you want your daughter to have some type of father figure in her life because, I knew your daddy and I knew how he was. And, he loved baby girl. He loved baby girl. To be honest, it's not so fair to self. No, it's not fair to yourself. It's not
Right.
fair to you.
Great answer.
It's not fair to you to not, because first of all, you got to trust yourself. First of all, you got to trust yourself before you can even go and try to trust somebody else. That's the way I see it. Because if you don't trust yourself and your feelings, yeah, you might get a little bit hurt all over again.
Mhm.
But you got to be willing to trust yourself in order for you to move forward so you can trust somebody else. That's my thought for the day. That's my take on it. Good people, y'all know what we do. It's Wind Down Wednesday. Tonight has been wonderful. Wonder you late coming in, this mother sucker.
Mhm.
But we talked about relationships, and we had some men on here talking about relationships, and this thing is gonna get better and better and better. But we need you all to tune in every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a couple things going on. We're gonna put it on the page. Wanda, I get it. My mate has not been born yet.
Oh, he's out there.
Well, you ain't been born. I hope he been born. I hope the mate you talking
He
about.
out there,
I
Wanda.
hope the mate
He out there. Just let your guards down just a little,
you gotta
and
be
give some people
A
just a
chance.
little bit of a chance.
a
And
chance.
it might teach you how to turn that non-trust into trust again.
And guess what? You will be surprised at what may happen. Because I'm telling you, at the end of the day, don't nobody know you better than you.
Right.
So let it down. Let that guard down just a tad bit and let somebody in. Because you and baby girl need a man in your lives. Somebody that can, what my man just said, take out the garbage. If you walk in and you see the garbage need to be empty, then why don't you take it out? Because if I walk in and I see ain't no food cooked, baby, what we eating today? I got you. Don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a tick for tack. It's just what you see that needs to be done. But you
And-
got to
and let me-
trust somebody to get to that
And
point.
let me say this, baby girl might be overjoyed to see somebody making her mom
Happy.
feel good and smiling and all that good stuff, because it could be pressure on her, even though mommy is loving me so much. It's pressure that I need to make mommy happy.
Yep.
But that's somebody else's job. You feel me? So just think about some of those things, and maybe you will deal with your trust issue differently and give somebody a chance just to even just see how he is and how you are, and blase. Everything ain't gonna work the first time, but that don't mean stop trying.
Right. And we get it, Wanda. You done tried it before, but you can't give up. You got to keep going. You got to keep moving. You just move a little bit slower. Sometimes we got to move at a snail's pace. Women sometimes I think rush into things. Hello, I did. Should have saw the red flags when they were shown. But I didn't see all of that. I can tell you about a whole lot of red flags that I saw in my relationship. And I'm not saying which one I saw them in, but I saw them and I refused to. I'm not a person that gives up, because I do see the good in people. Like I was saying earlier, there are good in people. If I see it and I know it's there, they just refusing to let it come out. But I see the good. There's good. And maybe I'm not that one to make it come out of them, but there is good in people. There are good in individuals. But Wanda, you got to at least give somebody another chance. You got to give them another chance, because let me tell you, he's out there. And you and I know, girl, all you got to do is pray.
Yeah, and just be open. Just open to experience.
Pray. And we miss you at church. I mean, I expect to see you at church at sometime soon. Stop giving up on Jesus, because he is the one. But anyway, I digress on that one. So it's Wednesday. It's Wind Down Wednesday. We going to do what we do. We got to leave you with some positive quotes. Y'all know Chanice isn't here because she's out doing some things with the family. Continue to pray for her, because she had an operation last week. She was in the hospital for a few days. So continue to keep her and her family in your prayers, because it's definitely needed. And most of all, continue to pray for us. And at the end of the day, God's got you. And the relationship, it's all about what you make it. But anyway, let's get to the positive quotes.
So my positive quote is communication. Communicate with any and everybody when you have that type of a relationship. Make that your most important thing to make that relationship keep blossoming.
And like Tough Love said, women are like flowers. You got to water us to make us bloom. So in your relationship, continue to put the water on your relationship so it can bloom and flourish the way you would like it to flourish. So at the end of the day, we love you, and Positive in, positive out. Y'all know me. It's always better. We are only as good as we are. It's better to give than it is to receive. And we'll see you next week.